My first introduction to the Uilleann Pipes, I was about 16 and I heard a DJ introduce a piece of music which was going to feature the Uilleann Pipes. As soon as these pipes started on this particular radio program, I was just hooked. It just caught me. My name is John Butler. I'm 44. I'm an Uilleann pipe maker based here in Achill Island, County Mayo. After leaving college, I had various jobs. I studied as an engineer. I also went back to college and studied an industrial design masters. So I had various jobs. My most recent job was a medical device designer. And all the time, one of my passions in life was playing the pipes. So I stopped in that job around 2008 and I was kind of at a loose end for a while, wondering what I was going to do. A nice synchronicity happened where a friend of mine, Bill Hanneman, a very highly respected pipe maker, he rang me out of the blue one day and said, I have to make 5 or 6 or 8 sets for the Pipers Club in Dublin. They have a pipes and loan scheme. So I kind of said, well, I have an engineering background, but it was very theoretical and computer based. I wouldn't be much use with the machines. But he said, come on out and we'll give it a go. So I spent 5 months with him and I just absolutely fell in love with it and decided I'd give it a go myself. To achieve a good tone in an instrument, you want a very hard wood, quite dense grain. So the wood I use is ebony, which I source from India. Compared to other types of wood, it's quite hard on the edge. It needs quite a lot of sharpening to keep the tools sharp. But I think the benefit, the tone that you get from it is fantastic. The most important part of the pipes really is the reed. What creates the noise in Uilleann pipes is the reed, and in a full set of pipes there are 7 reeds. The reeds are made out of cane, Arundodonax cane, and you can spend 2 months making a full set of pipes, all the various components and assembling them all together. A reed can take you several hours to make, but if you don't get the reed correct, all the rest of the work is in vain. Reed, they're quite fragile. They're very sensitive to changes in temperature and humidity. Maintaining the reeds can be tricky because a change in the weather can mean your pipes drift out of tune. But the Uilleann pipes, it differs from the Scottish bagpipe in that it has a range of 2 full octaves. The reed, in order to play 2 octaves, it needs to be kept dry, so the moisture from your breath would actually affect the ability of the reed to perform over 2 octaves. So rather than blowing into it as you do with the Scottish bagpipes, the Irish Uilleann pipes use a bellows. The Irish Uilleann pipes, the name Uilleann is the Gaelic word for elbow, and when you see them being played you'll realise both elbows are being used. The player has a bellows under one arm which pumps air, and under the other arm he has the bag, which is the reservoir of air, and then he forces the air through all the various pipes in a full set to create the different sounds. Towards the end of the 1960s there was a few people who were very interested in the pipes, but they were almost on the verge of extinction. They were probably within a generation of 2 being extinct. A few people with an interest in keeping the pipes alive sent out word all around Ireland to try and invite all the known players to come to a meeting in County Meath in Bettystown. There's 48 people, there's a photograph. At that meeting, an association called na Uilleann was formed, which means the Uilleann Pipers. So from that photograph of 48 players in 1968, I think na Uilleann's membership now was over 6,000 around the world. It seems to be that the pipes strike a chord with people in a way that most other instruments don't. Like as I said, I was just hooked the first time I heard the sound of them. My life is quite simple here. I'm very happy with my life. I don't drive a fancy car, and I don't think I ever will. I mean, I had a very good, high-paid engineering job, but I'm happier now doing what I'm doing. I'm in the place where I want to be, doing what I want to do. And hopefully, as my pipes get out there and get known,